Okay, let's just dive right in. For decades, we've used technology as a tool, right? A hammer, a calculator, a word processor. But something huge is happening right now. We're moving into a whole new era where our digital tools are becoming our digital teammates. And this isn't just some small upgrade, it's a total revolution in how we work, how we create, and even how we think.
And this Copilot metaphor, it's not an accident. It's actually incredibly important. It's designed to frame this technology as a partner, not a replacement. Think about it. The AI handles a lot of the complex systems, sure, but you, the human, you're still the pilot. You are firmly in control of where this thing is going.
So, what exactly is this new digital partner? Because it's a lot more than just a smarter version of the assistants we're all used to. Let's really break down what makes a Copilot so different.
Okay, there are three really important ideas here. First, conversational. That just means you talk to it in plain English. No special code needed. Second, deeply integrated. This is key. It means it actually understands the context of your work. It sees your emails, your documents, your calendar. And finally, proactive. And honestly, this is the real game changer. It doesn't just sit there waiting for you to tell it what to do. It actually starts to anticipate what you need next. This table lays out the whole journey perfectly. We started with AI assistants like Siri. They were reactive. You give a command, it does a thing. Simple. Right now, we're in the Copilot era. It's proactive, it's collaborative, we provide guidance. But look at that last column, the AI agent. That's where we're headed, an autonomous system where you just give it a goal. We'll definitely come back to that.
All right, enough with the theory. How is this stuff actually changing the daily grind for millions of people, like right now?
For anyone who works in an office, this is ground zero. Microsoft 365 Copilot is being embedded everywhere. I mean, imagine you miss a 2-hour meeting. Instead of having to watch the whole recording, you just ask, hey, what were the key decisions and what are my action items? Or turning a 20-page Word doc into a 10-slide PowerPoint with just one sentence. This is all about automating the boring stuff so you can finally focus on the work that actually matters.
In the world of software development, the impact is, well, it's even more dramatic. Tools like GitHub Copilot literally act as an AI pair programmer, sitting next to you, constantly suggesting the next lines of code, helping you find bugs, even writing your documentation. And the market's already getting specialized. You've got Tab 9, which is all about privacy, and then Amazon Q, which is basically a genius on anything built in the Amazon cloud.
And hey, it's not just code and spreadsheets. In creative fields, AI is becoming this powerful muse. It can generate a whole song just from a text prompt. It can turn a quick sketch on a napkin into a polished design. What this really means is that the value of being a creator is shifting. It's becoming less about mastering some super complex software and more about having the vision to ask the right questions and the taste to pick the best results.
Okay, so we know these tools make us faster, a lot faster. But does that incredible speed come with some kind of hidden cost? This brings us to a really fascinating debate that's happening right now, called the productivity paradox.
First, let's just talk raw speed. An Accenture study on GitHub Copilot came back with this number, 55%. Just let that sink in for a second. Developers were coding more than 50% faster. In almost any other industry, a 5% gain is a breakthrough that gets celebrated for years. This is a massive, almost unbelievable jump in efficiency.
And it's not just for developers. In the office, a big study by Forrester on Microsoft 365 Copilot found that the average user saved 9 hours every single month. I mean, think about that. What would you do with an extra workday just dropped back into your calendar every single month? That's time you get back from doing tedious tasks to do, well, more creative, more strategic work.
The data on speed is pretty clear, but this is the question that makes the whole story a lot more complicated. Is the work that we're producing at this crazy new speed actually any good? And the debate really lands in two very different places. On the one hand, GitHub's own research shows that code written with Copilot is actually more likely to pass quality checks. The argument is, hey, if the AI handles all the boring, repetitive stuff, it frees up the human brain to focus on the big picture.
But on the other hand, a huge study from a company called GitClear found that AI is causing a surge in what they call code churn. That's code that gets rewritten or deleted almost right away. It encourages people to just generate new stuff instead of fixing what's already there.
So, what's the bottom line for businesses? This Forrester analysis really lays it out. Yeah, the total costs for a big company, we're talking licensing, training, they're significant, over $17 million. But then look at the benefits bar. It's more than double the cost, reaching almost $37 million. That leaves a massive net return on investment of nearly $20 million. I mean, that makes the financial case pretty darn compelling.
But this whole revolution isn't just about productivity and profits. It's forcing all of us to ask some really deep, really hard questions about the future of our jobs, our skills, and even our own way of thinking. And that brings us to the #1 fear. Are the robots coming for our jobs? The anxiety is so real. A recent Reuters poll found that a huge majority of Americans, we're talking over 70%, are worried that AI will lead to job displacement. It's a totally valid concern, and it's shaping this entire conversation.
The reality, though, seems to be a bit more complicated than that. Most experts are saying that AI isn't really eliminating entire jobs, it's automating specific repetitive tasks inside of those jobs. This doesn't make your role obsolete, but it does fundamentally change it. It pushes you, the human worker, toward more strategic oversight and creative problem-solving.
But even if our jobs aren't just vanishing, there are these other, more subtle risks we have to talk about. Think about de-skilling. If a new employee always relies on an AI to do something basic, do they ever really learn the fundamentals? Then there's cognitive offloading, where we basically outsource our thinking, and that could weaken our own critical thinking skills over time. And of course, we have to watch out for flawed results, since AI can pick up and even amplify bad patterns from its training data.
And the solution to these risks brings us right back to where we started. It all comes down to this core idea. This technology has to be treated as a co-pilot, never, ever as an autopilot. The human has to stay engaged. You have to provide that critical oversight, and you have to remain accountable for the final result. You just can't delegate responsibility to an algorithm.
So where does this all lead? This co-pilot is really just a waypoint on a much, much longer journey. Let's take a quick look at what's coming next and what it's going to mean for all of us.
Remember that evolutionary chart from the beginning? We are now moving very quickly toward that AI agent. And this is the shift from a digital assistant to a digital coworker. You don't give it step-by-step instructions anymore. You give it a high-level goal, like plan a marketing campaign for our new product launch, and it goes and figures out all the steps to get it done on its own.
This is it. This is the entire transformation of our work in 3 steps. In the past, our value was in doing the work. Right now, in this Copilot era, our value is in doing the work with AI. But in the very near future, our primary value will come from managing the work that teams of AI agents are doing for us.
And that brings us to what might be the single most important takeaway from this whole explainer. Being able to use AI? That's going to be table stakes. It'll be just like knowing how to use a computer is today. The truly critical, the high-value skill will be the ability to govern it, to provide strategic direction, ethical oversight, and quality control.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. Right now, we're all training to be expert users of these new tools. But as AI evolves from a partner into a full-on digital employee, the real question is, who is training to be its manager? Because the future belongs to the people who can answer that question.